Welcome back to Red River Living. Today we are making something new. We had an abundance of yellow squash, so we are making squash relish. This is a family recipe of ours, and we are going to make it from scratch with hopefully everything homegrown except store-bought onions, and go through that recipe with y'all and show y'all that process. So I'm first just going to trim off the edges. And once I get this done, I'm going to hand them over to my mom and she's going to grate them for us.
Just a little bit. Eyes are watering, for sure.
So the recipe calls for
Sorry.
for 4 cups of onions. Since we are doubling it, we're going to do about 8 cups. We're not going to be real specific with our measuring out, but we're eyeing it.
Whew. I'm going to have to take a break.
Just crying over here, no big deal.
No big deal.
Is that it? Is that all of it?
I got one more there.
Hurry up!
Damn it.
Let's get it mixed together.
Oh gosh.
Alright, there's our onions. Alright, so we have our onions chopped. Again, we double the recipe, so we have about 8 cups of chopped onion. And then the recipe calls for 2 large sweet peppers and 2 hot peppers. We just basically went out to the garden, picked a bunch of peppers, and that's what we're going to put in this relish. So we've got some, looks like red and green bell peppers, some banana peppers, and then some hot peppers. And we're just throwing all this in the food processor. It just makes it really easy to chop up, and we can just all throw it together.
All right, we're going to combine our peppers and onions with our squash, and then we're going to add our pickling salt. It calls for 5 tablespoons, but since we doubled the recipe, we're going to add 10. Pickling salt. Make sure it's pickling salt and not salt with iodine on it. So, and then we're going to mix it up. This has to sit overnight in the refrigerator. And then we will pick it up tomorrow and show you how to make the brine
That was heavy.
to go on top of it to be able to jar it up. That was it.
So this is going to sit overnight in the refrigerator, correct?
Looks pretty.
Alright, so we have let the squash sit in the refrigerator overnight with that salt mixture. and it has created some liquid in it. So now we have to rinse and drain that. So that's what we're going to do first. While Mom is getting all that squash rinsed, I'm going to go ahead and make our vinegar and sugar mixture. So I'm going to walk y'all through that. We did, remember, double the recipe, so I will be doubling this. But the original recipe calls for 2.5 cups of apple cider vinegar, so I'll be using 5. For 5 cups of sugar, so we will be using 10 cups of sugar. Next, we're going to add celery seed. The recipe calls for 2.5 teaspoons, so we're going to add 5 because we're doubling. And 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 2 since we are doubling. And now we're going to be adding in dry mustard seeds. So the recipe calls for 2.5 teaspoons, so again 5 teaspoons. And then we pre-made some pickling spice bags. There's 2 teaspoons in each little bag. We're going to drop these in here. And then we're going to bring this to a boil. Once it's at a boil, then we'll add our relish in.
I have rinsed it and drained it, and then I noticed that it still had quite a bit of water in it, so I ended up taking it and just gently squeezing it to get the rest of the liquid out of it. So I feel like I've gotten most of the liquid out of it now, and so it's got some, but nothing like what it did. So I think it's ready. Okay, our liquid has come to a rapid boil, so now we're going to add our squash mixture to this and bring it back up to a rapid boil again.
So our squash has come to a boil, so we are ready to get it in our jars, and then we're going to get them in a water bath. We just place these jars in the oven at a 200-degree oven and let them warm up, so they'll be nice and ready to go in that water bath.
I'm going to go ahead and take out the pickling bags because we don't want those in the jars. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get some vinegar, regular vinegar, and we're going to clean our lids our rims off so that our lids will stick real good with all that sugary syrup. We want to make sure we clean them really good so that our lids will seal.
Alright, so we're going to finish getting the lids on these, and then they are going to go in a water bath and process for 15 minutes.
I have already put water in here, and I've already gotten the water hot because we're putting hot jars and hot relish in there. Alright, we just gotta let that come back to a rapid boil, and then we'll process them once it starts boiling for 15 minutes.
Alright, so our jars have processed for 15 minutes, so we're going to take them out. But that concludes our video of squash relish. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye. We'll see y'all next time.